I own this tired, bald guy is called Per, and I would like to tell you a story about a spider and you. Yeah, let me just jump into it instead of trying to explain anything. A spider is sort of a master of its net. It's deciding what it wants to eat and what it wants to throw out of there. The spider walks around the net by knowing exactly where it's put the glue, so to speak. So it steps between the glue spots, and that's how the spider itself can walk around in its own net, so to speak, without getting attached, without getting stuck. Now, see, the human mind works a lot like that. Um, it's actually the best way of looking at it that I have found so far when it comes to thinking of the mind and the thoughts and opinions and so on and on that goes on in there. Um, and it comes both to when speaking of what thoughts that arise within you, and also what things that arise outside and that you experience and therefore take in. Basically your mind is the net. The thing is that the thoughts and opinions and ideas and whatnot that either arise from the inside or that arise from the outside are exactly like the stuff that end up in the spider's net. It's sometimes nourishment, food, but most of the time it's dust or leaves or something that doesn't have any nourishment. There is nothing with it. It doesn't mean that you can't eat it and fill up your stomach with it and sort of feel full, but that's not necessarily mean that you are now having something in your stomach that will take away your hunger. In that sense, it will just or that will feed you any energy. It will just keep your stomach occupied and not bitching for more food, if you know what I mean. So in this sense, a lot of thoughts that come to you and that things that arise outside of you is just dirt, and you have to cut it out of your net by not actually pursuing that thought or not actually pursuing that thing. Let me put it like this: if a thought arises inside me, like I have to kill this guy, then that is just dirt. It's not something I want to pursue, because that's a bad thought, so to speak, if you know what I mean. But I think that if you are seeing it from the outside, it would be something like oh, and the killing was just an extreme example. It doesn't really matter. It could be hit this guy or yell back at him or anything you want. That's sort of a bad thing to do. And then basically, if a guy comes and says, "Oh, you're stupid," and doesn't back up what he means or something like this, you can react on it, or you can just leave it, if you know what I mean. You can just cut it out and let it drop. And it's the same thing that the spider does. It's very easy to take that example and put it over on us if you want to see it like that in the form of nature, because that's how it's easy to see it. because that's where we are. We've grown up here, so we can understand things in natural ways, so to speak. The thing is that a lot of this stuff that goes into a spider's net is bad for eating. It's good for cutting out and leaving, so to speak. The same thing is within your mind and so on. It's not necessary for you to react on everything. It's not necessary for you to pursue all the thoughts that you have and so on. You have to let some of them go, or you will get in trouble, so to speak, because it is exactly like the spider. There is no nourishment in some of them. It won't lead you anywhere other than maybe to new dirt or something. You have to realize that at some point it becomes natural to eat that dirt, and if you get to that state, you will hardly recognize the difference between the food with nourishment and the food without nourishment. You will just keep eating, and this is where you will end up in trouble, so to speak. But I don't know, I think that it got a bit very loose at the end, but there was a lot of very straight line in the start, and it's because you can actually take this anywhere. So there you have it, the story that I just fabricated. See you later, and have fun, take care, and be good to one another. See ya.